Greetings, ladies and mental gents, and welcome to another commission. An author that we've read before doing one-shots has started a series on Royal Road and has commissioned me to read the prologue for him. So this is that. And if you enjoy the prologue, head to the link down in the description and you can read up on the story that is currently being released. Thank you, Admiral Starlight, for the commission. It is very much appreciated, and I hope that your book does very well. Novu's Soul, #1 in the Novuverse by Admiral Starlight. Prologue. So, it's lost then. The speaker looked at the young man standing before his desk in a uniform that was still too new to be familiar, even to the man who designed it. We jumped into Sol, like you said. All those ships, the ones that were controlled by the virtual intelligences, have overrun everything. We sent queries to everything and everyone we could. All we got back were hostile virus intrusion attempts that we barely managed to contain. The young officer, damn, he looked so young. Weren't they all at this point, though? Shook his head. The best that we can tell, what we saw on our way out with the colony ship was a mass AI uprising. Low-level AIs at the moment, yes, but AI, not VI. The president sat back with a pained expression. All those lives, billions of them, dead. All that was left were the fledgling colonies, none as populous as Sol and Earth had been. You, Commander, are going to be busy over the next few months, he said. None of those ships had hyper-technology, correct? The station that Sol then outfitted them was gone. We tried to find backup servers, but there were none. They were a cocky bunch. Remember how hard a time you had buying the drives for our ships? He asked. Well, just in case, we have to convince the other colonies not to go to Sol. No one has the firepower for this, and we cannot risk letting the hyperdrive fall into the hands of the AI. They will wipe all of us out with no mercy and no restraint. The president frowned and scribbled a note onto a piece of paper. What else, sir? The commander asked, pausing, and then added, Is there something else? It'll be a hell of a time and resource sink, but we need those worlds to be evacuated further from Earth. If, perhaps, the AI somehow manage to get out and visit the colonies, they may believe that we died off and not go looking further. The colonies can do it, but it will not be easy. The commander straightened and saluted. I should get going, sir. Time is not on our side, and I'm only one ship. I have at least 5 colonies to visit that are a bit too close to Sol for comfort. The president nodded. Go, take all the fuel, food, and things that you need. I suspect, if we are lucky, at least one other colony will send a ship to Sol for some reason that'll see the destruction, escape, and lend us support. The commander nodded and walked quickly out of the office. The murmur in the large room was a buzz of distressed voices. Some people dressed in professional attire that signified ambassadors, others more casual. No one was happy. 50 people from 50 different colonies, all of them in the process of moving outwards to different worlds that had been meant for other colonies. Colonies that would no longer need their worlds as their future colonists were all dead. The president tapped the microphone and cleared his throat. Thank you all for coming, everyone. I know that it was not easy assembling you when your resources are tied into the evacuation. But now that every representative is here, I have a proposition. He tapped a button and projected on the wall behind him a star map, showing a region of space that used to be near Sol. We believe that it is in our best interests to turn this area into a quarantine zone, where no ship, colony, or station is allowed to live. It's months travel deep at this point. It would take 7 months from here to Earth straight out, and you'd still need to stop for fuel on the return journey. This will keep the threat far away from our people and worlds, and stop anyone accidentally stumbling into the star system. He tapped and added something else, a red bar outside the circle of quarantine. This here is where we are tentatively thinking of calling a buffer zone. Well, it's outside quarantine, and only a few habitable worlds are in it. Not colonizing this area and keeping it off limits would extend the range of travel just enough from our worlds to Sol to stop anyone without the right resources from traveling there. Wait, who'd want to go back? Someone asked. They sounded terrified. I do, the president said grimly. I want to go back there and make those digital bastards pay for what they did. We have neither the warships, time, people, or resources to strike back at the moment. But one day we will. He straightened, looking grimly determined. We will make them pay for killing Earth, Mars, Venus, all those people and settlements. We will take back Sol. All of the ambassadors and representatives murmured and shuffled around a bit, but all seemed to agree, nodding and offering words of agreement. But I cannot do it alone. No one planet can. The president paused. This is why I propose that we form a new nation. He saw some of the peoples begin to anger. They had not fled Sol for another master. A nation that is free and just, not like the anarchy you saw in Sol. Not formed to oppress, but to allow all free trade between worlds, free exchange of information, and mutual support to each other in times of need. And, what are you going to call it? Someone called. We had all of our own names and cultures. Why should we submit under a single name and rule? The president nodded. I asked around for ideas while we gathered people. Some names were unsuitable, or jokes, but one stood out for something I believe that we can all agree to. He paused to allow people to get interested and draw the gazes solely back to him. Novu Sol. As in, New Sol? Someone questioned. Novu Sol, the new Sol, the place where we will begin again, to unite us all and make new history, new hope, new future for our children and grandchildren, he said, filled with emotion. I will represent that not only are we not going to forget Earth and the loss that we have all suffered, but that we will make something new that no one can extinguish. The silence for a moment was absolute. Then someone stood and clapped. Then another. Then more, until everyone in the room was clapping. A few of the bolder ones cheering, Novu Sol! Novu Sol! The president grinned fiercely. We will take back the Sol system. We will defeat the AI menace, and we will thrive, no matter who or what tries to stop us. We are Novu Sol! End of chapter. And that, my friends, concludes this video. I hope that you enjoyed. There are links down below, both to support this channel and for the author of this fiction. Anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic one, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Just a quick shout out to the T5 peeps. Bob the Dragon, Cat Crab Lobster, Data Magnet, Dark Machine, Bezic, Try Again 95, Fudic Yol, Astrea the Dreamer, Caspar Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Athelia, Meridian 117, and Jordan Bucksmorm. Thank you very much.